filter, no shame. We go all out. Jack podcast, we're gonna shout. Late nights in the studio, feeling the Blue Jack podcast. We make the rules, we laugh, we cry, we share it all, bringing you stories.
Tony, this is our second attempt. It's the first attempt we messed up on the new recording.
It's a learning experience.
Not a lot, I guess, maybe sports-wise to cover. We don't really get too deep into gaming or like world events. There's probably one.
Honestly, the biggest sports news is probably what came out today about Irving. I think that's probably the lead story, I'd say.
Is Irving is he defeated because of the whole Luka thing too? Like,
well, yeah.
I think
you're defeated, and then not only that, then you tear an ACL.
Oh yeah. I don't disagree with that, but also too, whether we want to, people are going to use this argument. It's Ramadan, right? If I'm not mistaken, so he's only drinking water, and not. Yeah. Is that a factor in why he tore it?
Like, I that's a good, nice argument for it, but like Kyrie also hasn't been the most durable player, especially now with no Anthony Davis, right? All the injuries that they've had.
He's the main guy, so he's taking a beating.
He's the 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B. Like, there's no one else that can score on that lineup, so he's taking everything. So honestly, it was only a matter of time until he picked something up. You know what I mean? So obviously that's a little rough, but obviously you never want to see a guy go down. You never want to see a guy go down with an ACL, especially someone of the caliber of Kyrie.
Yeah, it sucks when you have a star, because then like you don't have Luka anymore. You don't have Kyrie. As a fan, why are you gonna go?
I can't imagine being a Mavericks fan right now. You lose the best player that you had on the team, the best player you've had since Dirk, obviously. Then you get Davis. Guy plays a quarter, maybe a little bit over a quarter. It gets an abductor strain. He's out, and now you just like lost Kyrie for the season. So they're holding on to the play-in right now.
They're gonna lose. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Suns. Yeah, the Suns are a couple games back. So as of right now, Mavericks are 32-30. The Suns, as bad as they've been, could reach the play-in. They're 28-33, and then tied with them is the Trailblazers at 28-34 as well. With no Kyrie, I would rather watch the Suns or the Trailblazers in the playoffs over the Mavericks.
I don't know. That team is now a clusterfire. If I'm them, I just sell the rest of the season, try to get the best draft pick you can in the lottery.
You can't. You can't though. They don't own their draft pick for a few years. That's the worst part about it as being a fan.
1 second.
They do not control their own first round pick from 2027 to 2030.
Yeah, I don't know what the cause is, but on the flip side, look at the Lakers. I know when, we put our notes in just to remind ourselves when we have these talks, and I think they were like, what, 12-10? Like, they won 10 games. They won like 10 out of the last 12.
Yeah, they're 8-2 in the last 10. They've won their last 6 in a row. They're second in the West. They had a great win over the Nuggets a couple games back, where they honestly completely played Jokic different than most teams have. They literally made everyone else beat them and make everyone else into the scorers, like Russell Westbrook, the Gordons, the Porters.
Well,
it just didn't happen. And Murray's been a shell of himself. But yeah, Lakers are now second in the West. They're 11 games back of the Thunder. But I don't know about you, but besides the Thunder, and obviously the Nuggets have the great history against the Lakers, you don't want to play this Lakers team in the playoff.
No. I think it reminds me similar of like these like mega stars, right? Like you look at Giannis, right, Jokic on these teams, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Pat Mahomes too, where it's like you let them get theirs, right? Let them drop. Let Jokic drop 40, 45. But if you let everybody else not score, he's not going to beat you by himself.
Yep.
But you can't let the team rotate and have the bench dropping 20, 30, 40 points with like Giannis dropping 40 points because then you're just going to get blown out. And that's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Teams finally, I don't know why, they finally started learning. You have to play man. You cannot play zone. It's like the old Patriots. You played old zone against Brady. He's just going to eat you in the middle in a zone the entire game, and you're going to lose 35-17 or something like that.
Yep.
You play man on Patrick Mahomes and really just have a QB spy on him. He almost loses all those games. But he has great he has great pocket presence and he can shoot.
It was nice to see it because the Nuggets have owned the Lakers pretty much for the past decade, and it was nice to see a different, different scenario occur. Right? It's nice to have a real coach in JJ Redick. He is coaching miles around what Darvin Ham was doing last year, and it's not even close.
First,
I don't think Darvin Ham gets another coaching job like a head coach in the league.
well, JJ Redick is like one of the best pure shooters that's ever played the game.
And he knows game. That's that's the
do we all liked like what is it last year or a year and a half ago when like him and LeBron had like those like podcast one-on-one sessions on how they would do certain things, and everybody was like, is he just doing an interview for the job?
During the summer, when the Lakers did not get the college UConn coach, I can't even remember his name. I was telling everyone around me, it's going to be JJ. The rumors were out there. I was like, it's going to be. I was like, LeBron already has had these podcasts with him. It makes sense, right?
And you could tell LeBron liked JJ even when he played in the league. JJ, like LeBron liked him. Do you know? I saw a statistic on LeBron, and it had his MVP season when he was like 22 or something like that, or 24, whenever it was. And they showed his stats after 40. His stats since hitting 40 are better statistically than his MVP season.
Yeah, he's having just as good a season like today that he was when he was in Miami, which is crazy.
I know they're two different sports, but him and Brady were such outliers of their age compared to what they could. Brady could have played another 2 years and been probably a top 10 quarterback. Easy.
It's funny because then you see other teams thinking this player will do the same thing. Case in point, Aaron Rodgers, and he looks like he's falling off a cliff.
It's just their mentality. They're literally their workouts, what they eat, what they do. And what did Ray Lewis said about Tom Brady in the playoffs? He was like, if you're not clicking faster than Tom Brady watching plays, you will never beat him. Because he's clicking 10 times a minute, and if you're clicking whatever it was 5 times a minute, you're never going to beat him. Because that's all he used to do. Brady used to walk up to the line and tell everybody on the defense what they were going to do. And LeBron's the same way. It's just his work ethic, his everything. Like he's just, there'll never be another Brady. There'll never be another LeBron. It's just one of those things. I mean, Patrick Mahomes might have came a little close, might have sniffed Montana, but getting embarrassed twice in a Super Bowl is not. Brady lost a few in the Super Bowl, but never got embarrassed.
Yeah, it's you're never gonna come across these kind of players with the longevity that they've had. Like for LeBron to be having this kind of season at 40 is absurd.
Yeah,
right?
And we're talking about these amazing seasons. What about Steph dropping 12 or 13 threes 2 games ago?
I saw that. And what, 56 points?
Yeah.
About time. Right? But that's the thing with Curry lately for this year, last year. That's how he's been. He's been hot and cold, right? And you expect him to do Steph things, and then he's not doing stuff.
But also
But I think having Butler on that team now opens it up so much more.
But he didn't have anything, though. He didn't really have much.
No, but having Jimmy opens it up with his defensive intensity, and then he's driving to the hole. The Warriors do not shoot free throws, and they have completely changed the amount of free throws per game since he has gotten there.
People are hating on Jimmy and the whole Bulls not the Bulls, the
No,
Heat.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
He's like a locker room cancer once he's unhappy, as you saw in Miami.
yeah,
Guys
but
come in and taking
he's one of
one
the
footed 3-point shots.
him and Anthony Edwards are like one of the top two most like hungry competitive players. Well, I'm not saying like obviously we know LeBron's great, but like just like that pure like I feel like they want to kill you
No,
type of
being,
energy.
like
Yeah.
being hungry, being that.
Yeah, those two are like top for me. And Steph actually used to be one. He's getting a little bit older now, but I mean, I think when you look at it too, who's gonna beat that old school
Again,
Warriors
last
team?
10. Their last 10 Warriors are 8-2. Again, that's not a team you want to face in the playoffs. Like especially because any of them can get hot, right? You've still got Steph, right? I mean, at any time, Steph can drop 56 on you, and he wins you the game. I would not want to play the Warriors in a 7-game series.
We've been talking a lot about the West, but can we talk about how shit the Celtics are at home? But they kill people on the road, even tough competition. I mean, they were up like by almost 30 points against the Cavs in the first quarter and still lost to them.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when we look at our notes for this pod, because we gather them through the week and stuff like that, I have should the Cavs be worried? Why? You obviously you could beat them at home. You could beat them at home. You could beat them at away.
If you're the Celtics, you're not worried about them. You know what I mean? You've had their number over the last 10, last 5, right? The Cavs beat you in the last game, but I mean, that's such an outlier because the amount of different players that we're playing, right? It's just I'm trying to pull it right now. You have Sam Hauser playing 38 minutes, Al Horford playing 38 minutes. That doesn't happen. Luke Cornett playing 19, Pritchard playing 25, which is fine. That's not going to happen in the playoffs. Peyton Pritchard's not going to have a minus 36, right? A minus 26 in most games in the playoffs. But you know what I mean. You didn't have Drew Holiday, who's going to lock down players. You don't have Porzingis, so you know what I mean. You're not worried because you've had their number. Because you know what I mean. Last time they played, before that, the one that they had a bunch of the two guys out, Porzingis and Holiday, they beat them 112-105. And
Yeah.
That's only because Cleveland outscored them in the fourth, so it looked better than what it was. Because I watched that game, and that's the game that they went out to the crazy lead in the first quarter. I think it was like a 26-3 run or whatever it was. So honestly, you're not worried. If you're the Celtics, you're not worried about anyone in the East at all. But my team that I like out of the East, if I had to pick one, like a long shot one that I'm talking, right, that could make a surprise, it's the Pistons.
The Pistons?
They've been playing so good. Cade Cunningham is turning into a superstar. They've got the two big men. They have the shooters. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They're the 6th seed right now. Right now they would be playing the Knicks,
Which is crazy.
That's a great matchup, and the Knicks are frauds. At the end of the day, they're frauds. They cannot beat any of the top teams in the East at all. They always get blown out. I don't know if you put that on Cat or Brunson or Tom Thibodeau, but I like the Pistons. The way if they play the Knicks, I would actually take the Pistons probably in 6 or 7. But I like the Pistons coming out. I wouldn't say coming out of the East, but I could see them making the conference final.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. It's going to be interesting playoff time for the NBA, but again, like we know, it's a lot of these games don't matter, which is a shitty situation. Like at least,
yeah, because right now, for the Eastern Conference winner, Celtics are clear favorites. They're minus 145. Pistons, is plus 10,000. Like
plus what?
That's pretty good. 10,000. But obviously, I think that's just regular season. I'm looking on FanDuel. I cannot find it. Right? I can't find it at all. Nope. I can only find NBA Finals. I can only find championship winner. I can't find conference. Get like the conference championship for whatever reason. It's
That's
crazy, and honestly, just looking at it, that Bronny James has his own tab under NBA. That is crazy.
Give me 1 second, Tony. I gotta see if something is not working right. Can you start talking again?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, I think we should be good. Yeah. I was just seeing
Okay.
something on OBS. Hopefully it is working. We'll find out after this, but we're doing a whole new setup, so this might if it doesn't work, this one might be a wash, but we'll have to see after the fact. But yeah, NBA should be interesting this because we're getting close to, I mean, pretty much into playoffs. I mean, actually, I know we don't really have it, for us to talk about, but March Madness is also coming up too.
I know and that's like, I wish I was so much more into college basketball throughout like the normal season, but like when it's March Madness, I'll put it on. I'll watch it. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, I love it when they come around our area. I know they did it a few years ago. I would love for them to come back around, so to go enjoy that in person. But I'll be watching a little bit. I have no horse in the race whatsoever, though.
Yeah, I like doing the brackets, but I don't really follow college basketball that
Yeah,
much.
I don't.
So
Nope. I know nothing. I had no idea that Auburn was ranked number 1. Could have fooled me because I didn't even know Auburn was that good at basketball. Honestly, that's how much I know.
you just gotta, yeah. When I pick a card, I try to think of some of the closer wild cards that are like, ooh,
Mhm.
maybe they'll get through it, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. Baseball's coming up, spring training.
I know we
MLB,
talked about it.
MLB
I know we talked
is
about it, but I am so excited. I'm honestly excited for the season. The Red Sox are shaping up to have a good season, which is better than the trash product they've been putting out for the past couple years. Decent rotation. Um, Having Croquette as the number 1 is going to help. Having the young guys on the back end of the rotation will help. Bregman's going to help, especially if he has no issues playing second base. I'm excited. It should be good. And I'm looking forward. I know most people hate it, but I'm looking forward to seeing those nice yellow unis again.
and they also apparently too. They also changed the fonts on the jerseys, like kind of.
Yep, they changed them back because of how bad it was last year. It looked like amateur hour, like you were buying them.
Well, the
MLB
jerseys
on
look so
Temu.
cheap too. Yeah, they look so
Yeah,
cheap.
they
And we're
look
talking like
terrible.
weren't they like Nike jerseys too? So they weren't.
Yeah, I think it is Nike.
Was it Nike or Fanatics? One of the big companies though had the jerseys, and it was not a good look.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. I think Fanatics is. Side note: Fanatics is taking over the card market world coming up in like the next year.
It's
so
Nike.
It's like
yeah, it's Nike and yeah, so it's Nike but manufactured by Fanatics.
Yeah, so I was pretty much spot on.
Yeah. So like they were terrible. The pants were like see-through. It was awful.
Remember,
they finally fixed it.
Wasn't that the same thing with the Lions? Remember the teams with the white football pants like 2 years ago?
Yeah, you can see their jock straps and everything. They're like, hey, what is this?
But talking about it, during preseason so far of MLB, and I think they also had it in the minors too. They have that new strike ball system for challenges where the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter can single for the play to be reviewed,
Yep. And they check it real quick.
They pretty much, it comes up on the screen. It shows where the ball went, and everybody is a different strike zone on it.
Yep.
So it's like,
and it's not really what you thought it used to be. It is not like your chest to your essentially above your kneecaps. That, you know what I mean? That's what's been taught at the little league level. For
it's like a certain
decades.
It's like a certain
it's a very specific diameter now per player.
Yeah, well, they just go off of inches between certain sections, so like every player has a different one. But there's a lot of rules from it where you can't, like, a coach can't be like, "Hey, Tony, challenge the play." Like, you can't do that. You can't coerce somebody to challenge it.
So how is it right now? How many do you get? Because I don't know specifics. You know,
two. You got two, and I think if you kind of same thing with football. If you get both right, you get a third one.
Is that per player or per team?
Per team for the whole game.
Oh, that's it. Oh, the clips I'm seeing out there, it seems like every player's doing it every at bat. Like,
no, I don't know. I don't know if this is just, preseason and they just want to make sure it's right, so they're giving teams more opportunities. Yeah. But I think when the actual season starts, you have two challenges. So make sure it is. Okay. And obviously, like, this is mostly, from what I understand, like, just, strikes and balls. Like, if you really think like obviously a lot of other plays are going to get challenged and stuff like that. So, but I think it's just an interesting concept to actually, like, we all know that.
I know that the purists of the game are going to be, this is awful, this is ruining it. But how many times have we had, a clear ball on the outside, ends a game, bases loaded, right? And you're just like, if only, you know what I mean? As long as it doesn't overshadow and take away from the tense moments, that's my only concern. Because, you don't want to be like bases loaded, then everything gets drawn out, and then you lose momentum.
And I sent this in our group chat the other day, which I think it's amazing. But why? And I know they have it in like NFL and stuff like that, which I think is a joke. But like, you have, like, during soccer matches, the VAR, like, people inside actually, like, talking the entire time to, like, the referee, the main ref on the pitch.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, Jimmy, we're going to stop this right now. We think that goal was offsides." And they're, like, talking to him, and they're putting, like, pinpoint, which I think obviously that might go a little too far. But like, why do we not have
I would love to have the insight about what's going on in the replay booth and what's going on, instead of just being like, all right, they're checking it and here's the call. I would love to hear the insight between the replay center and the ref or the umpire, whoever it is.
Yeah, why do we not have, like, a few, like, one of the, what do they call, like, the eagle eye cameras at each base, up at top, looking straight down? Like, you could put them at the top of, like, the stadium that don't interfere.
I know when it comes to the NFL, that's actually based on how the structure of each stadium is, and that's why not every team can not every team is going to have that same view, like the sideline one. Like the NFL games, like, on TV will have it, but they might not be able to use that camera in that stadium because they do not have it set up.
Shouldn't that be a requirement, though?
It should be, absolutely.
Should we not?
Why is not every NFL stadium or MLB stadium? Why are they not all standardized to have the same equipment for replays and broadcasting? I don't get.
If someone thinks they got, say, a second baseman or shortstop thought they tagged somebody out, I should be able to see 4 different angles of the runner sliding into second and seeing the second or shortstop tag that player. And that should be for every base, first, second, home, whatever. Like, there should be 4 or 5 cameras that can literally pinpoint everything throughout a stadium.
But if you want, it's just, because we're talking like the tennis system, right? Where the ball lands on the line and they have the eagle eye vision or whatever it's called.
Yes, it's like eagle eye or something.
Yeah, why that's not implemented in NFL with the
well, why do we still not have sensors? Why do we not have sensors in the football to show where it is in piles to see exactly where the ball is?
We have it in soccer. When you know exactly if the ball goes in or out. But, like, as the NFL, why are we waiting on that?
Because, again, like I think you said, purists don't want technology They wanted to, a lot of people are like, it's the eye test, right? If I can, like when you start slowing stuff down in soccer, then it takes 10 minutes for VAR to make a call. Now, I love hearing the VAR like behind the scenes when they're doing a play, but I totally get it with soccer when it's like, it's the 40th minute and now you waited 8 minutes for them to make this VAR call. And sometimes like it's nothing. So now you just wasted 8 minutes.
Yep, which then gets tacked on the back end, which is not the same as, different players might be on the field because of substitutions. I get that. But wouldn't you want that especially in the NFL? You should want that, right? You'd be able to see if it's a first down or not. You don't have to have 3 different refs with 3 different spots on the field because of the way they're running onto the field, because every ref's usually a different shape and whatnot.
Yeah.
It would make it standardized as well. I don't that.
And could you also
that's still not?
Could you also get rid of quote unquote cheating in the sports as well with this technology? Because like a ref could definitely take a half a step and know like when they're running in and you wouldn't know. Like if you want, like if a ref was trying to quote unquote bet on games or trying to change outcomes of a game, they could definitely give a first down that's close.
Yep. I completely agree. I think especially with how prevalent sports betting is now and how many eyeballs are on it, especially with a lot of the states now are allowing it. Like you need to now standardize a lot of the sports, right? That way you make it fair for everyone. Like there's no reason, like perfect example, like it's not fair, right? It's got to be fair across the board. Perfect example was Norman Powell for basketball yesterday. Cleared before lineup. He was cleared before the game. Lineup was confirmed. He is starting, plays like 2-3 minutes, comes out of the game, says, I'm still not feeling good. I'm out of the game. There's got to be some sort of look at sports and the sports betting, because obviously they go hand in hand. It's one of those, like, yeah, sure, you everyone loses bets and they win, but like that kind of screams, hey, maybe like I was betting on myself, just like the guy Terry Rozier, right? Or the other guy Porter that got in trouble and got banned from the league. There's got to be something in place, and I don't know what the fix is, but the NBA is trying to be very. The NBA has tried to be very progressive, especially with all the betting and the ads that they do. But how are dudes still getting ruled out a minute before the game starts, 2 minutes after the game is supposed to start?
There needs to be some type of safeguards too, I think.
There's got to be like a protection. Like, I don't know, but what would it be? You know what I mean? Because then you're taking away the power from essentially the sports books and the casinos.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about like fair gaming and stuff like that, maybe if a player is ruled out within 30 minutes of the match, he gets voided if he's on a slip, right? Or within say within the first 3 to 5 minutes of regulation.
Right, because like right now, right, we have, what is it, some of the football games, right, college football games. If there's a blowout happening, it needs to reach a certain minute mark for it to count. Yeah. Right, when it's a blowout, they reduce it from the 12-minute quarters, whatever it is,
to 10.
And once they do that, it's voided because they don't reach the end time.
Well, yeah, because it has to be whatever is 48 minutes instead of, and it's like 40 minutes or whatever, 42 minutes.
It's got to reach that threshold for it to count. Do we do something with players?
That's definitely, there's always going to be talks of that. I think still if everything was perfect, people will still accuse everybody still of cheating if it doesn't go, it's just how the nature is. Which going on this, I was watching the Tank fight the other day that ended in a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people thought he lost, but he's the reigning champ. And it was a split. Yeah, it was not a split majority. It was a majority draw. 2 out of the 3 judges said it was a draw.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not that too huge into boxing, but
no. But I did see the knockdown, and then he's blaming it that he got liquid. In his eyes
he said something like
grease or something.
They use it's not like a grease, but it's like not like a Vaseline, but it's something like, it's like so that when they do the braids, it like stays tight and like
I'm
hair.
sorry, but if you are a professional boxer and that's how you wear your hair, how is that an issue going to a fight? Clearly, like you.
It
didn't know
is
what you
though.
did.
The problem is if you do,
That's just an excuse to me.
if you're not hit within a certain time frame, from what I understand in boxing, and you do voluntary take a knee, it doesn't count as a knockdown. So that is actually a legit rule, but it's kind of a silly
because it happened. It happened with Floyd Mayweather. I believe was it him against Pacquiao? I don't even remember what it was, where he like punched him, started complaining about his hand, and then took the knee, and then they're like, "Oh, it's a knockdown against him." Like, it's part of the rules. You just gotta deal with it. But like as a professional boxer, you should know that. And don't blame it on the hair. Just take the L on it, on the excuse.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. I mean, even if he quote unquote got knocked down, I still think it would have been a majority draw because that other person that voted for Tank would have voted draw, and I think one of the other judges was still done a draw, but it's obviously it's a draw, so they're gonna run it back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. It makes the most sense financially.
Tank fought, I believe, Ryan Garcia, who's kind of been a nut job, like the past year. I wonder where he's at in life. I mean, he has so much money that he doesn't need to fight, but like he was creating videos like that he was captured and stuff, and I'm like,
yeah. He was that poor guy. He was. Everyone's got to be on the lookout for him. He should be coming back soon, right?
Yeah,
especially after his 1 year ban.
Yeah, but I think Tony, we'll I think it's time to go over.
What do we got?
To the rank game.
You would not tell me what it was, so I'm so curious.
So, how we're gonna do the rating, right? I think we're gonna. I already put the never hads already because I think none of us ever had these. So,
yep. Especially because I'm assuming by location.
Yeah, by location, right? Because we're on the East Coast, and some of these places are on the West Coast or South, and we really don't visit. And to me too, I think I've had some of these once, but I don't think I want to rate it if I've been to these locations once. So, let's switch over. Bang. We're gonna rate fast food locations.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so we have let me actually, can you see the screen, Tony? Or no?
Nope.
Let me I'm gonna share my screen so you can see it. Okay, you should be able to see it now on your end. Because if I were recording to share my
see it.
So I think you take a quick look at the never haves. I don't think you ever had these, but I think we're gonna go off of like not only taste and price, but also value.
Okay, like, I'm okay with that. Because I think like value is a big piece, especially
big piece. Because I think like Burger King might be a D or F, but you could get like 10 chicken nuggets for $1.49, which might make it a C, just because price wise.
Yep.
So let's get into it. Arby's.
All right, let's do this. Arby's. I've had it like once or twice. Honestly, it didn't do it for me at all. I wouldn't say it's an F.
I'm not saying it's an F.
I would say I'm saying it's a D.
Are we D?
For sure.
I'm going with a D.
It's a D.
I'm not a huge roast beef person per se, but actually I like roast beef, but I don't never get it, if that makes sense.
Fun fact about Arby's. Do you know why it's Arby's? If you sound it out, it sounds like RB for roast beef.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
I actually like Boston Market, and I only get the same. I probably go there now once every 5 years, because I actually have one close to us. But they have a shredded barbecue chicken that you can get like, I get like corn, I think mash, and actually the shredded barbecue chicken is probably one of the best shredded barbecue chickens I've ever had. Now, with that being said, it's not an S, A, or B.
No, it's a C. I think it's better
definitely,
than Arby's.
I think it's a very high C. I see.
It's not. I don't think it's a C plus. You know what
No.
I mean? I think it's just.
It doesn't teeter. It doesn't
Yeah.
teeter B, but I don't think it's
No.
that low that it teeters.
Yeah,
I
I
think
completely agree. Burger King, that's a dude. Their value is terrible now. All the it's. I don't see anything good, honestly, with Burger King. They don't have the classic French fries from when we were growing up, which was really really good.
they do have rodeo burgers though, which are
which I get, but I think for price and like value and taste, I don't. There's so many better options.
But is it-
that's a D. That's a D to me.
Is it in front of
I would've-
Arby's though? Is it a D in front of
Yes.
Arby's?
Yes. I don't know. Last time I had Burger King,
Arby's is a
I
little
was
pricey
pissed at
too.
myself. I was pissed at myself for getting Burger King last time. I was like, "What the hell did I just do?"
I think that's a
I'm
solid
okay.
choice, though.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay putting it in either spot.
Raising Cane's. I've only had it once or twice. I think it's decent chicken.
So, I've had it multiple times because my kid likes it. It, as much as it wants to be Chick-fil-A, it is not Chick-fil-A, but it's a decent value. I would say, compared to what on the list, I'd probably say a B.
B?
Like a B minus. Yeah, I'm okay with a B.
B it is. Chick-fil-A. I am not.
Oh.
I am not a huge fan of Chick-fil-A. I will say.
I think you also got to look at the rest of the competition that it has, right? Because if we're looking at this as like a March Madness bracket style, honestly, that's what we should. Next time we have to do a March Madness style, but that's S or
Should
A
we?
for me?
Should we?
If-
Should we do a March Madness bracket next week on a side note, and we can fill one out together?
Yep, and we'll compare how we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
First of all,
out of
for me personally,
looking at this entire list right now at the bottom, I don't know what else I would put in S.
S for me. Domino's.
That's for me for Chick-fil-A.
Domino's is S tier. It can't go. Chris is gonna hate this.
That's crazy.
Domino's is S tier.
Jesus.
You think Chick-fil-A's an S?
I'd put it in S. For me, I would put it in S. Great. It's good value. I honestly, the spicy chicken sandwich is where it's at.
Chipotle.
I'm
F.
not a fan of. I'm not a. Especially after the all that whole issue with the portion size and everything. I can't. Sorry, that's.
What about
Maybe
the CEO too? Was like,
what
about
put it in between Burger King and Arby's.
do you remember the CEO being like, when you're looking at him putting on food, just give him a little, like to put a little bit more. And it's not that like I know Cordoba's is on this list, and Cordoba's is like 3 times better than Chipotle.
Yep.
And local places are going to give you the same price anyways as Chipotle.
Yep. I can already see the next one. Denny's. That's a clear F for me.
Clear F?
Clear F. My kid loved it when we went to Florida because it was like open 24 hours right near the hotel. But every time you go there, it's awful service. The food's not good. And the last time I went, there were employees fucking in the car instead of being in the kitchen. Like at that point, I just don't want to be there, and I want to sleep.
Is this the Denny's near the marketplace? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was awful.
Domino's S. We don't even have to.
I would have said A.
We're talking, if we're talking the whole entire thing, value.
Yeah, the entire package. I agree. It's probably S, right? If you have a gathering of more than 3 people, you're gonna go with Domino's.
When we had the birthday party last week, I was debating on Domino's on because Domino's doesn't deliver here. And I went to our local pizza place, and 3 pizzas was already almost $55. 3. Domino's, I got 6 pizzas for $44, and Chris picked it up. So I got double the pizzas, and it was $10 less. And they all went because everybody. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, there's a lot of pizza that tastes better than Domino's, but there's not a better value than the $6.99.
Oh, agreed. I completely agree.
Dairy Queen. I only get their ice cream, not their food, and I probably get it once a
Yeah.
year or twice.
Yeah, I
But
get it I go anytime. Like I'll get it anytime.
but the ice cream is
I'm
really
at
good.
the mall. Yeah, the
The
ice
ice
cream is really good.
Like to me, I'm teetering B.
I would say I agree. I think that's a solid B choice.
Is it in front of Raising Cane's though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're only judging it because if I only really ever eat the ice cream.
So we'll go
I don't
behind
think
it.
I can do
I
that.
personally think
Yeah.
Five Guys is an A that teeters S. And the only problem it's not an S is because of price.
I completely agree. Well, sometimes for that Five Guys, I love the Cajun fries, but I'm not spending for a little tiny cheeseburger with French fries. I do not enjoy spending 30 plus.
But their food is phenomenal. Like they have one of the best. I think they're not considered fast. What do they call it? Casual fast or something like that, where it's like
Yeah.
IHOP. I don't think this is a D or an F. I think it's a C. Maybe a B.
I actually used to like going to IHOP because my kid enjoys it, and they used to have breakfast bowls, which were really good. You know what I mean? It was scrambled eggs, bacon,
like a mash bowl,
hash
kinda.
brown. Yeah, but it was breakfast, and they got rid of it. So I would have put them in the B, but they got rid of it. So now they're sitting at a C for me.
And I think they're in front of Boston Market. I think they're definitely in front of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I've only had Jack in the Box once. I don't know if you had it, so I left it here.
Oh.
We could.
I've never had it.
Never had it. Jersey Mike sub.
Wherever we put Jersey Mike's, it has to be in front of Subway. I think that's the caveat here.
You think that's the caveat?
I think so because they have the better product. Subway probably has the better value, but I think overall, I think Jersey Mike's is better. I don't think they're both.
I think Jersey Mike's is a B
good.
and Subway is a C.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that.
I think Subway's value, I mean, obviously it is what it is, but now you could still get coupons for like any 12-inch sub for $6.99 because they realize that they can't, like, for $12, I'll go to Jersey Mike's and get a sub.
Yeah,
or Jimmy
and
John.
they also don't want to do the $5 footlongs anymore, so now let's do it for $7.
Jimmy John's is the same thing, gourmet sandwiches. I've only had them once, and I think they're up there on a B or A status. It's a really good quality sub.
Yeah. I don't even know where the closest one is around us. So I have no opinion.
I'm gonna put them at B.
Okay.
KFC. I think they're a D. My guts.
I would put them ahead.
My heart says a C.
Ahead of Burger King.
Like, I just don't think it's on that tier of IHOP or Subway. Like,
no.
They gotten pricey, and I'm not like, I don't know.
Their
if it's
food has taken a severe step back.
Little Caesars. Now, I will say with Little Caesars, if you do eat it hot and ready, it is actually not bad pizza. But when you let Little Caesars get cold,
anytime I've had Little Caesars, it's been god awful.
I don't think it's an F though.
I don't think so. I'd still say D.
In front of Arby's?
Yeah, I would say in front of Arby's.
Okay. I feel like we're making McDonald's. Fries are legendary. Obviously, price has gone up, but if you use the app, it's actually pretty cheap.
Way better. It's always like 20 or 30% cheaper. They have that $5 and $6 meal. It's my kid's choice.
And a lot of times too, if you buy anything on the app, you also get fries for $1 any size. So you can literally get fries for $1, drink for $1, and get so actually it is actually cheaper, but not a lot of people use the app.
I would say S.
I was gonna say A.
I would say it's like A plus, like right on the edge of S. Just looking at what's left, I only see maybe one other I could make the argument for S.
I would put McDonald's behind. Quality-wise, it's behind Five Guys, but price-wise, it's in front of Five Guys, right? Because as we know, a burger and a fries at Five Guys is $20.
Yeah.
Would you put it in front of Five Guys?
But if I had both of them in front of me,
I'd rather eat Five Guys.
I would probably I would go to Five Guys.
I think we're locked in. Panda
Yep.
Express. I like it. I've only had it a
Yeah,
handful of
like-
times.
Get that crap out of here.
A C? It's not bad food. It's really not.
I don't know. I would. It's not an F. It's not an. It's not.
And
It's not a Denny's.
When I look at it, it's better than Arby's.
Denny's. Denny's is our base.
It's better than Arby's. It's better than Little Caesars. It's better than. I think it's better than all these D's. So either it's at the top of the list, or it's. With Subway.
I'm okay with the C. I could live with it.
Do we think it's in front of
Yeah,
Subway?
no, I would rather Subway.
Okay.
I don't know, but there's a Panera.
I think that's another C. Honestly.
Honestly, I've had Panera a few times. Anytime I see a Panera, I'm like, why would I ever want to go in there over anything else in the area? They don't. I don't think they do anything that stands out that would make me want to go back. Yeah, the soups are nice, but I guess I'd put it behind Panda. Honestly, maybe even in between KFC and Burger King. It's not an F. It's not a Denny's.
You really think a D?
That's my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it.
I think it's a low C, but I'm not against a high D. Like, I'm not against if we put it at the top of D.
Okay. I think that's a good compromise.
Papa John's has a soft spot in my heart.
Yeah.
I
Me,
think
me too. It's not an A. It's honestly, I'm leaning. My first reaction's a C.
Really? I thought it was a B.
Yeah, I would do a B because the very next one is Pizza Hut, and Papa John's is better than Pizza Hut.
Yeah. And I think, like, honestly, I think it's like
I wouldn't put it above Cane's.
I think it's right there.
Yeah, I like
it's
that's yeah. I'm okay with that.
Pizza Hut, I think goes right here. I think it's between IHOP and Boston Market. It's not terrible.
Yep. That's a good spot.
It's decent.
It's okay. Like it'll hit the spot.
Popeye's chicken.
I'm leaning right near Papa John's.
Are you really? I
Like
hate...
on the like behind. So some of the food is not bad. I will say, value wise, it's not the greatest. And honestly, the more I keep talking, I'm leaning towards a C because every time I've ever gone there recently, I'm like, can I get the tenders? And they're like, we don't have chicken for 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, what else are you cooking? And then I literally have to be, okay, no, not going to get Popeye. And I go figure it out.
It's like when you go to a restaurant and they're like, can I get Coke? And they're like, is Pepsi okay?
Yeah. Like I went to PF Chang's just recently and we were like, hey, can we get some plates for this appetizer? And the guy says they're in the wash. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to eat my appetizer with? My fingers? Out of like, no. Crazy. But yeah, I talked myself out of the B. I'm saying C.
I hate their chicken. I hate the cornflake breading of their chicken. I'm not saying that chicken bad. It's just like that type of style for me.
I like the French fries though.
The French fries are good. Are we going C?
Yes.
I think it's right near Pizza Hut though. In like the IHOP pizza. I think it's better than those other three.
Yeah, I agree.
Cordobas.
I have no opinion. I don't think I've ever had them.
I think they're a C. I think they go right about here. Better. It actually tastes better. You get more than Chipotle. Case closed. Quiznos, classic.
Quiznos classic steak and cheese.
And they actually had an actual toaster. Like when you go to Subway and they're like, do you want your... Subway would be like, do you want it toasted? And they pretty much just put it in a microwave.
Yeah. Honestly, when I used to work inside a mall years ago, there was a Quiznos, and that was the go-to spot for lunch. It was always nice and fresh. Didn't have to worry about anything. I'm leaning I'm leaning high B, low A.
I think it could top the B chart.
I think so. Yeah. That's steak and cheese alone. Sabaro's gonna get that out of here.
Sbarro's though is that
I would rather go to my local grocery store and grab a slice of pizza than order from there.
but that is
I would rather have DiGiorno.
I get it, but I think we have to think of it in context where this is like road trip pizza that you stop on the side of the highway that gets you through.
I would rather not eat and starve myself.
So it's an F. Is that where we're going with? But is it above? Is it
No,
above?
no, Denny's is our base. Denny's is our baseline here. You can't. They're our basement.
Shake Shack.
They're all right. That's a clear C, I think.
I'm with you. I think it's. We don't have one
in
really
front
that
of
close.
Boston.
What?
In front of I would say in front of before Boston Market.
I think it's in front.
Yeah,
I think it's better than. I think both of these, like, they're not that close to us, so you don't really get it that often.
I'm so curious on yours for the next one.
Sonic to me is A tier.
I don't understand the fascination.
I think it's B or higher. I don't think it's a C or low.
No, I still would agree it's B and higher, but I know some people that we know would put it in S, and people are driving half hour, 40 minutes for it, which is crazy. But I would say high B. I would probably put it either in front or behind Quiznos.
I think
Better
it's in
than
front.
Cane's.
I think it's on the cusp of A.
But not there yet.
Yeah, not there yet. Steak and Shake.
I like them. I mean, the usual mall spot if you're gonna go watch a movie or Dave and Buster's kind of thing. Not bad. It's not an A. I don't think it's an A. It's a B or a C.
I'm leaning towards C.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
And I think it's actually pretty high up. I think it's above Pizza Hut.
I agree. Pizza Hut is, I don't know. They're really greasy.
Taco Bell. I think it's a D. Like,
But you got to remember, don't forget, we're looking at value too.
Value, but their prices have gone up though, so it's not even like that great of a value anymore.
But I'm assuming that's because you don't use the app. Just like McDonald's, the app makes the difference.
No, I don't use the app.
So I would say high C, low B's. But what do you think? You saying D?
I would put it in the C category then, if I'm using the app.
Okay. Where we're in front of before Steak and Shake.
I'd put it in front of Steak and Shake.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put it right here.
Yep.
Waffle House.
I have never had Waffle House.
Waffle House is like, I feel like it's on that Denny's Sbarro wave where it's like kind of okay, but like you need to be half drunk for it to be
I've
palatable.
never heard anything fantastic about Waffle House at all.
Dang.
Wawa's.
Wawa's is
I had it for the first time last year, just random stuff at Wawa's. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't understand why people love this.
But I think it's a D.
I really don't.
I don't think it's an F.
Yeah, I was going F.
I think it's a low D. Like, you can still get some decent stuff.
Yep.
Wendy's. I think Wendy's is at least a B.
Yeah, I agree. I would say B. I would say in between Papa and DQ is what I'm leaning.
Yeah, that's probably fine. Whataburger.
I had it in Vegas. I've had it in other spots. I don't know.
I guess I'm saying, is it better than a Shake Shack or a Steak and Shake? Because if it's not, I think this is a high D or a very low C.
I think it's middle of the pack.
I think it's
honestly, the next one, if I could fight someone that was the epitome of White Castle, I would fight them.
Are we putting these? Are we putting White Castle between Denny's and Sparrow?
Dude, honestly, I've never been more upset. I didn't know, so I'm not a fan of onions, and I did not know that White Castle puts their onions underneath their cheese, so I could not see it. I took the biggest bite out of one of their burgers one time. Dude, a mouthful of onions. I wanted to fight the bag that it came in.
And it's not even like sauteed onions, so they're like crunchy.
No, it was awful.
Wingstop.
I like Wingstop. I'm actually a fan. I would say for me, fries are tasty, the wings are tasty, the different sauces are good. For me, I would say high B, low A.
I think it's better than Raising Cane's. So my next question is.
I agree.
My next question is.
I don't think it's better than Quiznos.
My choice, when I look at this, it's like, would I rather go, and I know there's not Quiznos is pretty much out of the picture now. There's only a few left. Would I rather go to Wingstop or would I rather go to McDonald's, Sonic, or Quiznos? And I think my answer is I'd rather go to McDonald's, Sonic, or Quiznos than Wingstop first. Now, if I was really craving chicken.
Yeah. I agree. I completely agree.
It's Zaxby's.
And I don't even know what that is.
It's chicken.
I see the chicken.
I'm fine with putting this in never have because I think I've only had it once. And if you never had it,
the only one that I see on that never had list that I honestly really wanted to try when I was in Vegas because there's none obviously around us was In-N-Out.
Yeah, exactly. I know I've never had them. There's a few of them. Like I heard Del Taco's actually pretty good on the West Coast.
I've actually I've had Del Taco in Florida one time. It wasn't bad. But it was probably like a CRD. It wasn't anything to rave home about. And like I wouldn't go out of my way to go get Del Taco again.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I heard Firehouse Subs is good too, but we don't have one around us to even try it. Yeah. So,
well, we don't have a lot of good things around us.
I think this is a pretty accurate list. I'm kind of anxious to hear what our friend group thinks of our list. I know we're gonna get shit for Domino's being at the S tier, but when I can feed my entire block for $75.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Hopefully,
the
hopefully the tariffs.
I mean, yeah, I agree. But like local place right near me, right? 2 large pizzas, 25 before tax.
It's probably $30. It's probably almost $30.
It's close to 30. I can get 3 pizzas, a drink, and like the cinnamon twist or whatever it is for $19.99.
Yeah.
I will say, in terms of value, though, almost $7 for a delivery fee is crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those ones.
That's like DoorDash numbers.
Remember when it went from like $1 to $1.99 and people were outraged like 15 years ago?
Yeah. Remember when they had to get rid of the 30 minutes or less because drivers were getting into accidents? We need that back.
I think this is a. I think this is a good list.
Yeah, so we should honestly. Once we post this on social media, I'm about to at Denny's. Like, just get better, Denny's.
Just get better. If we could, we will put this whole never have section in front of Denny's.
Like, give us your list here.
So I think.
Who do you think you're better than?
I think there's some questions we need to ask. Denny's and White Castles. Just get your shit together. Yeah. I'll get
Chipotle fix your portion size.
I'll have to find one of the websites, probably ESPN or something like that, so we can do a March Madness bracket next week. And then we'll go from there.
All right. That sounds good to me. I gotta know. Are you gonna let me know what it is, or am I gonna go in blind?
Of what?
For the next one, the March Madness style. Oh yeah, we're just doing March Madness. We're gonna do a March Madness ranking game. All right, we're doing actual March Madness.
Yeah, we're gonna do an actual March Madness. Yeah, we're gonna do an actual March Madness bracket. Right, we'll do one.
We gotta
We'll
put
do
something
one-
on the line though. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out in the next episode. What we're gonna put on the line. Nothing crazy.
And then we'll see actually how our we'll do it on like one of the sites so that way it can actually be
It can
tracked.
keep track.
Yeah, but
Yep.
we'll actually see how it performs.
Yep.
Cool.
Alright, that sounds good to me.
See everybody next week.